The inspiration for Tell Me the Time really came from Jade Kenji, the talent herself, aka Phoebe. It was a story, or more of an ode or love letter to herself, to encourage her to chase her dreams and follow her dreams and journey through to the end till she's finally performing on stage. So we took her own personal experience and then we turned that into a little narrative music video.
Chilling on the wall, trying to play it cool for ya.
I'm drying my nails. And I'm going to be wearing a red suit with these. And eating some frozen mid-air noodles, which I love.
So this scene we've got coming up here, we've had our Phoebe, aka Jade Kenji, has come out from a portal and she's landed into a car park space where there's sort of like a Vietnamese street eating scene going on. And she's going to be with the two producers doing a little performance piece to camera. So the set design was really inspired by Jade Kenji and her Australian Vietnamese background. We wanted to also tie that into the dreamlike state, the time and space being quite unusual and different. So we would take a regular space, for example, a park, and we would insert little bits of Vietnamese sort of dining culture or colour predominantly. So colour was a big thing for us, and I know because of the camera choice that we had and the lenses that we had, we could play a bit more with that and boost that realm in post. So we had the flower bike that's really common in Vietnam. We also had the little small Asian stools in the dining setting and keeping those colours consistent within the different worlds and different lighting. It is really a journey through time and space and through a dreamlike realm, and what we wanted to do with the Sony gear and the FX9 and how that complemented the story was being really versatile with our movement. I wrote a lot of the creative knowing that we would have such a versatile and light camera.
The Sony FX9 was a perfect mix between the Venice look in terms of its large format, I'm a big fan of the large format look, and the ergonomics of the FS7, particularly with our concept where we've got a lot of camera moves, whether it be handheld or slider, and as well a lot of location moves as well. Having a really nimble and light kit to move around really helped.
We were able to pull off my beloved Jim Jarmusch and Robbie Mueller long shots, really elevating the sense of we're travelling through time and space in a really smooth way.
One of my favourite features of the FX9 is the internal NDs. You know, roughly you can go anywhere between 0.31 stop to, 2.4, which is basically the whole range of an ND filter set built into the camera. Having the ability just to dial that on the side of the camera really helped, especially in the efficiency and the speed that we were shooting in.
The FX9 really helped our project by being the ultimate package in terms of what's already built into the camera. It really gave us great flexibility when we were on the run in our different locations. We had about 4 different locations and we had to move really fast with that.
The ability to use autofocus on this camera I thought was incredible. I've never really, opted to go with the autofocus in the past. I never thought the technology was there yet. The autofocus ability means that I can just focus on composing and knowing that my shots are sharp. Having that just peace of mind that even if I'm on an easy rig, even if I'm handheld, even if I'm just slowly pushing in on a slider, the autofocus is going to be there getting it every time.
Everything smells so nice.
Camera speed.
Scene 5A, take 4.
Go.
The really standout moment for me was, a flashback I had when we were in the White Sykes space and Phoebe, aka Jade Kenji, was performing and we were on the wide lens, doing lots of movement, almost like a tango with the camera and her. And looking through the monitor, I got quite emotional because we had spoken a lot about paying homage to these great 90s music videos that we loved.
We would whack the 14mm and really lean into that sort of early 90s rap video aesthetic whilst also bringing in an air of modernness to it. So, shooting that obviously with our camera, digital camera, very clean, very crisp, very new. But then combining that with just a really wide field of view and some awesome handheld camera movement and stuff like that, moving in, really playing with depth and having those wider focal lengths really helped us create that look to the best of its ability. I think this was a really good learning experience in diving back into story. Since film school, it's been very much commercial music video visualizers and stuff like that. But I think this was a huge revision and all that sort of stuff. And I think tying back to the tech and the camera, I think there was not a point in pre-production where I was worried that the FX9 was the wrong choice.
We had a lot of different changes and little things pop up where creative possibly had to change. So that was great for me as a director to know that the camera crew were really comfortable in what they were doing.
No matter how much the story changed, no matter how much the creative changed, no matter how much the actual visual aesthetic that we're trying to convey changed, the FX9 was always going to do what I needed it to do.